previous videos, I spoke a little bit about how the art evolved from the caves and from the caves to the sculptures made out of stone and then progressed towards ivory. But today I want to go back into the caves. Why do I want to go back to the caves? Because I feel when the art improved or enhanced or developed, so did the subjects of the art in the cave. Initially they were very simple with, starting with the impressions of the hand and then the routine of the day-to-day life of the humans that existed at that time. And along with the sculptures, the art evolved in such a way, if we go back in time, for example, to the art that was discovered in the caves in France, the Chauvet caves. If you look at it, they were a little more specific. They were impressions of animals, bison and horses and a few other wild animals. But particularly like the impressions made of horses, they were so clear. But do we know that were they domesticated? Were they not domesticated? Were they wild horses just running around? We don't know. We cannot say what happened in those days. But I would like to believe that along with the progression of art, the intelligence of the human mind also evolved. So I feel along the way they started distinguishing between different species of animals. They started differentiating the different functions of the various species. Like, for example, the mammoth, they knew was a big and a huge animal. They used the fur to make clothes and the tusk to make jewelry and artifacts from the ivory. And probably they figured out the mammoth can pull heavy objects. But I don't know whether they were able to train the mammoth during those times, but they figured it out, I suppose. Similar with the horses, they differentiated that the horse is a more intelligent animal. It has endurance. It can work tirelessly. So maybe they use the horse for a particular function. And the wolves, they figured out that the wolf can be a friend to man and has protective instincts. So they domesticated the wolf so that they could protect or take care or look out or warn them from predators that would probably attack their settlements, because they form settlements and groups and communities. So they did. They utilized all the functions that they figured out the various species that had. So I think along with that intelligence and the art that I feel helped in creating that kind of enhanced reasoning in the human mind. This is what progression is all about. This is where I think the human brain started working as the left side, the right side started working as a team. But also I feel the size of the brain probably was bigger and started getting smaller, and more neurons were working at a faster rate than the primitive man. So yes, I feel art created a side of the brain. I would say it triggered a side of the brain that allowed the human being to function in and identify the finer aspects of life. So this is what I thought of the animal species, and I wanted to connect it with art a little bit. Let's see how this journey goes.